Welcome back, Nick.
Thanks, James. Thrilled to be here. I brought gifts this time.
Oh boy,
tis the season.
What do we got here? Is this made out of hemp?
It is not. It's made out of high-quality wool. This is Symbl, our adult-use brand. So I'm thrilled to see you wear our swag. I'm not sure if that's allowed, but we're going to let it go.
We're going to let it go. Whatever I want.
It might get a little toasty in here, but you look great.
There we go. It is getting a little warm, actually. So Nick, let's start with an update. What's changed since we were talking to you last?
Well, we recently launched our new capsules. Yep. So that happened this week.
Okay.
So I think the main focus there, this is a testament to Emblem's focus on execution over the last year.
Okay.
Now we've made a lot of changes, and our focus to our shareholders and our.
I am going to take this off.
You should take it off. It's probably hot
because it's like.
That's okay. But our commitment to our shareholders has always been about firm execution. We're going to deliver on our commitments, and if we're going to make commitments to patients, we're going to make sure that we deliver those. So we made the commitment to patients that would have capsules out before the end of the year, and we met that commitment earlier this week.
Okay, so what kind of capsules are they?
We've got 3 SKUs. We've got the high THC, we've got the high CBD, and then we've got the blend. They're 10 milligrams for now, 60 capsules per bottle. But we do have plans to continue listening to our patients, and they're going to let us know what their needs are moving forward, and we'll introduce new SKUs.
Cool. Yeah. I consume 48 milligrams of CBD each morning.
I should have brought you some. I don't know if that's allowed either, but perhaps I brought the wrong gift.
Yeah. I'm a patient. Yeah, great. I can do that. But so it's interesting. So from where you sit, has the Farm Bill in the U.S. created any sort of increased awareness of CBD products as a wellness product? Has it created any demand for your products?
Look, I think there's already been incredible demand for the CBD products in the marketplace. They were some of the earliest products to sell out with regards to some of our SKUs in Alberta and in Ontario. I think this is raising awareness about, number one, significant opportunities for Canadian cannabis companies now to get into the U.S., even given some of the strict regulations, if we're listed on the TSXV, for example.
Sure.
So I think it's raising awareness. I think it's a great thing. It's showcasing that the U.S. government is moving closer and closer to full cannabis legalization, I think. So we're pretty pleased with it. But yeah, I think it does create a lot of opportunities for more CBD-based products moving forward and SKUs.
Interesting. So how many patients are you at total right now?
We've surpassed 6,000.
Okay.
So the number's been growing throughout the year. It's probably about almost 100% growth since start of year. So just over 6,000 now, and the growth continues, which, frankly, we were a little surprised with. We thought the adult use market would come online, and we may see some patients attrite into the adult use space.
Okay.
We actually saw the opposite. We saw an increase in patient counts. So we're attributing that to a couple of factors. Number one, I think we have an incredibly strong medical brand with Emblem. We continue to bring out new product innovations. And finally, we met all of our commitments. So we made sure that we had enough product available to meet all of the ongoing patient commitments, even with adult use coming online, which we also met 100% of our commitments. So where some of our competitors may have sort of run dry or their inventory fell short, I think we may have actually attracted some of those patients over to Emblem because we had significant products.
So you're
in the
kind of like a best kept secret in terms of all the LPs.
You've said that before, and yeah, I like that, and I think that's probably true given the business we're building.
Okay, so tell me about your, you've got a new president.
We do. So we recently hired Wayne Krepner. Wayne Krepner joined us as our president of our medical division. His mandate is product innovation. So help us identify new market opportunities, help us identify new products that we should bring to market, and then obviously help us commercialize those products. Wayne joined about 6 weeks ago. It's pretty funny. So I spent a lot of time, I probably shouldn't do this because it can be soul crushing, but I spent a lot of time reading the forum boards, reading Reddit, and I got to chuckle this last week because there's a lot of Reddit comments saying, Wayne Krepner joined, but where is he? We haven't seen him.
Right.
So I'm here, I want to reassure shareholders, he's working. So he may not be doing interviews right now.
Right.
But he's been incredibly busy.
So we'll bring him on the show when he's ready.
Yeah, I think
he's
we
up
should.
to speed.
Yeah,
awesome. Okay, and so you recently visited Aphria's Leamington's facility, and that ended up in a supply agreement.
So we did. So we signed a supply agreement with Aphria late in the summer, maybe early September, which is probably, we think, one of the largest LP to LP supply deals.
Okay.
And the reason we did that is because we wanted to go to an asset light model at Emblem and really focus our resources, both human and cash, on product innovation, on building great brands, and then making sure we had distribution lined up. So Aphria, being incredibly good growers, became a great solution for us to make sure we had the raw materials to put into our products. So last week was a tough week for our friends at Aphria, and I think Emblem, given the strong partnership we have and the reliance on product supply from Aphria, we sort of got pulled down in the market as well as a result. And so we reached out to them and said, we'd love to reassure our shareholders that, everything that might be said over here isn't true.
Right.
And so, they invited us up right away. We took a trip down to Leamington last Friday. We didn't realize it was going to be a 3-hour tour, but that's essentially how long it took because their facility is so bloody big.
Right.
But it's a world-class facility, state-of-the-art, fully automated.
Right.
We brought our director of product strategy to evaluate the flower that's being grown there. He was blown away. So incredibly impressive tour. It's funny. So again, I follow these silly forums all the time, and as I left, I tweeted a picture of Vic and I tweeted a picture of the Leamington sign, and I tweeted a picture of the front door and just said, we had a great visit, want to reassure our shareholders. And there's a funny picture of Vic and I just want to, again, tell the people that are on those forums, we're not cuddling. It's an awkward handshake for sure. I'll give everyone that, but we're not cuddling. Although we both probably could have used a hug at the end of last week.
Right.
But yeah, quite funny to see the feedback.
Very cool. Okay, so then you've also reported pretty strong third quarter results.
Yep.
Would you like to talk about those for a bit?
Yeah, so sure. Look, the focus again has been on continued revenue growth. It's been on cost reduction. It's been on pure execution. So we saw, again, significant quarter-over-quarter growth, and we saw significant year-over-year growth. And that's going to be the benchmark moving forward. We hope to be able to continue to deliver better results than the previous quarter, and that's going to be the focus moving forward.
Sure. Okay, so now here comes the tougher questions.
Sure. Okay, yeah, those were the softballs?
Yeah. So in 2019, everybody is looking to the Canadian LP space. They're going to start valuing companies on balance sheets because now we've got the medical regime and the recreational regime.
For sure.
How is Emblem going to perform in 2019, whether it be net income?
Look, I love that question. So I love that question because since I've joined the company, we have firmly been focused on fundamentals. So we've been focused on building a business that is going to drive revenue, that's going to showcase cost reductions, that's going to get to cash flow positive quickly. And so we are quite pleased given the asset-light model we've gone, and we have a committed pricing from Aphria, and we have a committed pricing from Natura Naturals, who's another supplier of ours. So that we have strict cost knowledge in terms of what those raw materials are going to actually generate. So we think we're going to be able to generate incredibly high margins based on the products that we're bringing to market. An example right now, our dried flower, we're seeing a significant recognized revenue. When you move up to oils, it's about $15. When you move up to our oral sprays, it's about $20 in recognized revenue per gram. Okay. As we continue to introduce these new products, we're going to see higher and higher margins as a result of those products. So we're excited about 2019. We expected that as of October 17th, there would be a shift in the market, which we've now all seen, and it's going to move away from promotion of companies to actual, what is that company made of? What are the fundamentals of that company? And is this a viable business? And so we're quite excited about sharing our results through 2019.
Great. Okay. Well, so then where are the opportunities for Emblem in terms of the international unfolding story?
Yeah. So right now we are in Germany. I think you and I chatted about that the last time I was here. We had just launched our Germany JV. Actually, speaking of where Wayne is, Wayne was in Germany last week meeting with the Emblem Germany folks. That is going to be our first foray into the EU, the European marketplace. So we're going to start with Germany and then branch out from there. We're having conversations in the UK right now. We're looking at territories like Australia. So international, we expect, is going to be a major component of our business moving forward. And that's certainly where our resources and our team are looking for growth. So we recognize Canada is this big. We need to get into these international territories, and frankly, we have a first mover advantage given that we started the business here in Canada.
Sure.
We're also, and you asked me about Farm Bill, but we've made no commitments yet, and we're going to make sure we do everything that's within the TSXV rules and legal legislation. But we'd be foolish not to be looking at the US as well. Sure. Are there opportunities for us to start looking at strategic partnerships or brands or products, maybe hemp-based CBD for now? But is there an entry point into the US as well, which is obviously going to be one of the largest markets? So these are things that we are looking at.
Okay, so are you guys going to need to raise any more capital from public markets to achieve profitability?
So right now we have a strong balance sheet. So we've got about $45 million, a little bit less than that, about $43 to $45 million still on the balance sheet, which was a result of us moving away from building our own greenhouse and or acquiring and moving into the supply agreement structure. So right now, we feel confident that we have enough cash to run the business.
Okay.
I think I've said this to you in the past. We're not opposed to raising additional funds in the future, but right now we believe that we've got a decent run rate with the cash on hand.
Interesting.
Given the asset-light model.
Sure. So the asset-light model is something I'd like to focus a bit more on, because that is attractive to me, given that we have the massive ultra high-tech growing facilities in Aphria, and in Aurora, and in Canopy Grove, and CanTrust, et cetera. Probably we don't need a hell of a lot more capacity in that regard.
Agree.
So is that going to put you in a position, though, where you're at the mercy of the growers at some point, should supply not really be exceeded by demand?
Well, look, so we've got a 5-year agreement with Aphria. So this is not a 1 year, 2 year, it's a 5-year commitment at fixed pricing over that 5 years. So we do expect the price of cannabis will come down as that raw material. So we think we're well protected there.
Okay.
I think, but the point you made is exactly why we moved away. We started looking around and realizing there is so much cultivation capacity being built up in the country. Where can we really win? And we believe we can win in product innovation and bringing new products to market that are actually dose controlled, meeting the needs of patients, also meeting the needs of adult use consumers. We can tie those to amazing brands like the one you just wore, like Symbl, which is performing incredibly well in Ontario, Alberta, Saskatchewan, BC, soon to be rest of Canada as we look to 2019. And then obviously the distribution. So we've got great relationships already in place with Fire and Flower, performing incredibly well in Alberta. We recently announced a partnership with Starbuds. We've got our partnership with Shoppers Drug Mart, which just got their license last week. So that's where our focus has been, right? Lock up the price for raw material, for the flower itself, make sure we've got great products, great brands, and make sure we can actually get those products in the hands of consumers and patients.
You bet.
Yeah, and so we're feeling very confident.
Well, that's great.